Today we are going to be doing our read aloud, and our read aloud is actually going to take us to a new Roman leader, and we are going to read about Augustus Caesar. Augustus Caesar came after, he was what we call the predecessor, or the predecessor was before him. He came after Julius Caesar, and that's who we're going to read about today is Augustus Caesar. Little background on Augustus Caesar. As we go through our reading today, you'll come across him by two names. First, you're going to come across him as Octavius. What are we going to hear first? Octavius. After a little bit, they're going to switch what they call him, and they're going to call him Augustus. And you will learn why they switch names and call him Augustus. But as you're reading, I want you to have that background that Octavius and Augustus is actually the same person. Let me make sure. Yep, Octavius and Augustus are the same person. Okay, so just a little background there for you. We're going to do our vocabulary, and then we'll go into our read. It's a read aloud today, but I want you to follow along as we go. Sound good? Our first word, Kaylin, face forward. Our first word we're going to come across today that I want us to know is the word illustrious. What's our word? Illustrious. If someone or something is illustrious, it's super famous and it's well known. So I put Mickey Mouse up here because you see it and you know what it is, right? It's famous. It's well known. The same thing we're going to come across with the characters in today's reading, or they're not characters, the people in today's reading. They're illustrious. They're famous. They're well known. They're embedded in Roman history, and people around the world know about them, even if this is your first chance coming across them. Our next word is the word influence. What's our word? Influence. The influence is the power to change how people think or act. So kind of being able to be that leader, and you're able to get people to think or act in a different way. You're influencing them. Our next word is the word parched. What's our word? Parched. If someone or something is parched, it is extremely dry. Have you ever hit the point where like you've been running and playing and your mouth gets dry and it just kind of that's parched. You're so thirsty. Something's extremely dry. Our next word, and I already mentioned this one today, is predecessor. What's our word? Predecessor. This is someone who comes before. So today we're going to hear that word a lot. So see it? And what it is? Predecessor. We've got the CE saying sa and the SS saying sa, cessor, predecessor, as we go across. Today we are going to read about Augustus. And as I told you, Augustus is going to come after Julius Caesar. So Julius Caesar is Augustus's predecessor. Julius Caesar came before Augustus. At this point, Julius Caesar's dead, right? Yeah. He got killed on the Senate floor. Now we're going to have to learn about someone new. And our last one just important to know, and I know you guys all know this one, is the word vast. What's our word? Vast. And I put the Roman Empire up there because at this point, it's very big in size. Rome at this point is extremely vast in where we're at in our reading and where we are at in our history. As we go through today, I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the tasks that we are going to have. And I will put them up quick, but you don't need to have it out, just kind of something to think about as we go through, and I'll show you this. This page right here, it's 10.2 in our activity notebook, and you guys will fill it out after our reading, but we can already fill out some pieces of this, but you can do it on your own after this. You're going to use the words in the box below to show the sequence of Roman rulers. So we already know dictator, king, republic or senators and consuls, and the empire. What came first? What came first, Brock? Our king came first, right? And what happened to those kings?
They kicked him out. Illegal.
They kicked him out, right? They were like, we don't want kings anymore. They overthrew him, and they decided to make something different. And what was created next? Griffin.
Empire?
Next, we had not the empire. Sorry. What do we have next, Haley? We had the republic next. And the republic, we know, had the consuls, and then the senators, and then it's the Republic was made up of the consuls at first, the senators, and then the patricians, and then the plebeians, and then the slaves. So it was just this system of people. And it started with, that was what it was called, the Republic. Turn and tell your neighbor, after the Republic, what did they have and how did they get it? Three, two, one. We have lots of confusion. Which one of these that are left have we not yet read about? Empire. We don't know about the empire yet. So can we have an empire yet?
No.
No. After the Republic of Senators and Consuls, what do we have? Who was that dictator? In order for Julius Caesar to become that dictator, everyone voted him in, right?
No.
No, a dictator is someone who is in power, but what?
Not chosen.
No, he's not chosen. He's just there. He is so powerful that he becomes the ruler. That's that dictator. And we know that that dictator in Roman history is Julius Caesar, leaving us to what? Empire. And that's where we're going to head in our reading today, as that empire. A big takeaway that I want you guys to have today is, as we're reading, be paying attention to the events. Put it on the floor, please. The events and the order of the events that we come across. Not only do we need to know that that empire is going to come next, and you can't see my box for it, but the empire will come next. We also, and I'm going to just give you a preview of it, on 10.4, we have the dates, and then we have events. But look at events are missing. We are going to take the things that we've learned through Julius Caesar all the way through Augustus, and we're going to order the events. Now, I don't need to make up these missing things. I have them on this side, but you have to be able to figure out what goes where. So really thinking about that order of events today. Sound good? So really be paying attention to what happens with Augustus today, so you know what is happening.